Hello everyone, my name is Girish Nitya Bangare and today's date is 17th of August 2021 and today's video topic is Spring Data JPA. So basically Spring Data JPA is communicate with MySQL through Hibernate. So it is the one of the important. So Spring Data JPA API provides the JPA template class to integrate the Spring application with the JPA. So JPA stands for Java Persistent API, and it is the Sun specification for persisting objects in the entire enterprise application. The implementation of the JPA specifiers are provided by many vendors such as Hibernate, Toplink, iBatis, OpenJPA. There are some advantages of the Spring JPA templates that we don't need to write a before and after the code for persisting, updating, and deleting or searching objects, such as creating the persistent instance and creating the entity manager factory instance and creating the entity transaction instance. And there are some examples of the Spring and JPA integration. Applications with JPA are create application.java file, create account.xml file, create account.do.java file. There are some files that are created using the Spring application with the Java Spring application with the JPA. The Spring Data JPA, it is a part of the larger Spring Data family and make it easy to implement JPA based repositories. Means we can save the data in the SQL server using the Spring Data JPA. By using this, we enhance the support for the JPA based data access layers, and it makes it easier to build a Spring powered application that use the data access technologies. By implementing the data access layer of the application has been cumbersome for this quite well. Too much boilerplate code has to be written to execute the simple queries such as performing a penetration and auditing. Spring Data JPA aims to signify and improve the implementation of the data access layer by reducing the efforts to the amount that actually needed. As developer, we writing our repository interfaces, including custom finder methods, and Spring will provide the implementation automatically. There are certain features of the Spring Data JPA, such as it is sophisticated support to build a repository based on the Spring and JPA. It support for the queries and this type the shapes queries, and it is transport auditing of the domain class, and it is validation of the query annotation queries at the bootstrap time. It is also support for the XML based entity mapping. Let's discuss about some cool features of the provided by the Spring Data JPA. The first is it's create and support the repository created with the Spring and JPA, and it also support the query DSL and JPA queries, and also for audit of the domain classes, and support for the batch loading, sorting, and dynamic queries. Then the question arises in our mind is when to use the Spring Data JPA. The answer is we need to quickly create a JPA based repository layer that is mainly for the CRUD operations, and we don't need to be create a abstract DAD. DO means implementing the interface, and Spring Data JPA is a good choice. There are some examples to create the RESTful web services that will connect to the PostgreSQL database. We will improve based on the CRUD operation and work on the sample data. There are some examples of the Spring Data JPA. There are some new annotations that are used in the Spring Data JPA. First is entity. This annotation allows the entity manager to use this class and put it on the content. And the second one is the address table. This is associate the class with the table in the database. And ID is a say that the field is the primary key. And generated value strategy equals generation type dot identity. This type of annotation is used to generate the primary key by the Hibernate itself. So this is all about the Spring Data JPA.